I'm 18 years old. I've been hitchhiking since I was 15, and I've seen the whole world. I've hitchhiked through Europe. I've hitchhiked through the US, back and forth, and I'm bored. I'm working illegally in a casino, illegally at a wedding catering place, and then working on this farm. So I have 3 jobs. I'm making like, under the table, and there's a library on the farm of books that have been left behind by past travelers. And of course, there's an old, from the 70s or 80s, National Geographic catalog. And I start reading about Mokele Membe. I don't know if that's how you say it, but scientists, National Geographic people have spotted this fucking brontosaur-like thing in the Congo, and it's still there, and the Congo is still, it's the heart of darkness. I gotta fucking find this thing. I gotta go there. I was like, I have to go there. So I get on a plane, tons of lying and manipulating to get the visa because it wasn't open to tourism. It was only open to business. And so I make up this story that I'm a bodyguard to a toothpaste executive, and I work day and night to get a ticket to the Congo. And there's no tickets. It's this airline Aeroflot. And I'm in Israel, which is close to Africa, but because it's this Russian airline, I get on this flight. It goes to Moscow, and then Malta, and then like 6 other African countries, and then it lands in Brazzaville. And like a shaky airplane, everyone in there is the ones that got to get out. Right? So when they're coming back, they're bringing chickens and goats and all kinds of shit on the plane, and it smells like shit. And I don't know. This is pre-internet, right? I don't have any information on the Congo except for I heard that there's a dinosaur. No cell phone, nothing. And the second I get off the plane, it smells horrible because they're just burning trash everywhere, and it's hot and it's oppressive. And I go, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why am I here? And everyone there asks me, what are you doing here? They don't speak English. They speak French. I didn't know that. They're in the middle of a civil war. I think the 2 factions were called the Ninjas and the Cobras. Like little kids shooting at night. Every 3rd bullet is like a tracer bullet. So it looks like fireworks. I go, what is that? And they're like, oh, they're just shooting into the air. First breakout of Ebola, malaria, and I didn't know anything. There was no internet. I felt like an alien. I'm in the Congo, and it's in a full-blown war. And everyone's like, who are you? Who is this blonde Asian here? Like, I had my hair dyed then too. And so 99% I was there for the dinosaur. Like I truly thought I was going to find it. Everything made sense to me. When I finally did get to the jungle, I got out of Brazzaville, I got to this jungle area called Weso. Then I believed, because the spiders are this big and the frogs are this big, and just everything looks insane. The snakes, it was like, okay, now I believe. I met a German guy there who was the same age as me, and this is in the city, and then he could tell that I was lost. I didn't know who this guy was. He was being groomed to be like the next big politician in Frankfurt or something. And so I didn't get this until later, but he was here as his like sex vacation. And what happens is we go to the last spotting of it. Everyone I talk to, yeah, we seen it. No, that's crazy. Every fucking person I meet is like, oh yeah. So I go, I need to find it. Now I have to find this dinosaur. And I also know that there's a chance that I might never go home again. So I write a letter to my parents. They don't know where I am. They think I'm on this farm. Like, I didn't tell anybody. So I wrote my parents this long letter of, I love you guys. I'm about to embark on a journey to find a dinosaur. And I sent it at the airport before I got on the plane to the jungle. I have no money. I have only one change of clothes. I have fucking blonde hair. And I go into the jungle and we get lost immediately. I'm a fucking city boy. What the hell do I know about the jungle? What do I know about the jungle? In the jungle, there was a guy that was a Peace Corps guy. And he was there to help build welds in this Bantu village. And he said, the place what you guys are looking for, he's like, you're not going to find a dime. You know, he was like the reasonable one. And I go, how do I know if you don't try? You know, I still believed. I still wanted to believe. I was willing to risk my life for it. So we get to the jungle and we start walking. There's a minor trail and then it disappears. It's just gone. And I'm like, we're fucking lost in the jungle. We're lost in the jungle. So I'm with this guy. He was here to fuck as many women as possible, But we went with the story of he is the toothpaste executive and I'm his bodyguard. That's a fake bullshit story. As we're lost in the jungle, he starts to think that story is real. Hey, go fetch me a pineapple. Dude, you're not a real executive, bro. I'm like, hey, you know that was a fake story, right? Like, and there's no one around. So we get lost for days, and he starts to really be like humiliating towards me and right on my nerves. And we had rations. We went in with some crackers and some like tuna in a can thing. And I go, hey man, we're fucking lost. I don't know how to survive. We need to ration this food out. I come, he ate it all. He ate it all. And have you ever been in that kind of situation where you're like, I'm gonna die here? Like, I'm never gonna, like, hope is gone. Like, I'm in a thick Congolese jungle. Like, I don't know how to get out, and we've been lost for days. Like, I don't fucking know how to survive. This is it. And on top of it, I have this fucking asshole who's like talking down to me, making fun of me, and eating my fucking rations. Like, I would pump all the fucking water and put the water purification tablets, and he'd be like, thanks. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I did all that work so we could share it. And he was a dick. So we set up a tent. We have one tent, and so we're in close quarters with each other. At night, the moon is like it's humongous, and you hear the entire jungle come alive. Like fucking monkeys and like things are bumping into the tent at night, like huge insects and like, and I'm like, I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die here. I'm like falling into despair. And in the daytime, I'm doing stand up to the trees because we're just walking in like circles. And I'm like, hey, how you guys doing all tonight? I don't know where I am. And this guy is riding my last nerve. And so we're down to our last food, and he did it again. And I said, bro, what the fuck did I tell you? We got to make this last. I'm starving. You ate the rations that were supposed to, that was it. And he's like, whatever. And he has a more like dissociated, like checked out, like we'll get out of here somehow. And part of, I don't know, his coping thing was to like talk down to me or whatever. And so that night, and we're lost at this point a week and a half maybe. We haven't, I'm fucking 90 pounds. I've lost all this weight. I'm going to kill this guy. I'm going to murder him. I'm going to fucking murder him because I don't like people talking shit to me like that. I've been a punching bag for this guy for weeks now. And I'm just going to fucking kill him. And if I have to eat him to survive, I guess I'll do that. And so he's out cold. He's got fucking crumbs on his face, tuna fucking juice from the food that was supposed to be shared. I go outside the tent and I pick up a huge rock. And I go, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. I have officially lost my mind. Like, I'm barely going to survive. I can't do it here with this guy. So he's out. I was fucking looking at his face. And I pick up the rock and I go, like, I don't even have to apply any pressure. If I just drop it, he's done. Like, he'll be fucking dead. And I go, oh, fuck, is there anything left? Is there any common sense? Is there any light left in my... And I gotta fucking kill this guy. He has to go. He has to die. He has to fucking die. And then I didn't do it. I'm not a murderer. I can't, like, in the mind, no one's ever gonna know. His family doesn't know he's there. Your family, nobody knows who you are. This guy, Chris, the Peace Corps guy, he's not gonna fucking say anything. You can kill him right now. He has a ton of cash that he hasn't been sharing with you. You can get out of here. You can fucking get some of your pride and your ego back. This fucking guy's treating you like a fucking, like a Chinese waiter or something. Do it. No one will ever know. No one will ever fucking find out. You're probably gonna die too. You want to die like fucking catering to this guy? Just do it. And I'm sitting. No, I don't want to. I'm not a murderer, and I didn't kill him. I woke up the next day and I'm just looking at him like, motherfucker, you don't even know. You don't even know what almost happened last night. We're walking around. Hey, what's that? There's a fucking pygmy up one of those 200, 100 foot trees. He's just sitting there chilling. And I go, what is that? Is that a person? From the place he was to get in front of us was seconds. He's like, hi. So the guy comes up. He's this short. He's like tiny. So this guy doesn't speak English. We don't speak whatever language he speaks. So I start drawing stuff like food, Like, you know, and he's like, oh, yeah, I got you. And he goes and he brings us some meat that's all charred. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, you know? And I took one bite and it tastes horrible. And I'm like, I'm going to starve to death, but I can't eat that. And so it was like a movie. He's like, come on. We're walking. And, you know, it's us like stumbling, machete, trying to, he's just like, like we get around a corner, entire village of pygmies. They've never fucking seen an Asian person before. I'm C-3PO and they're the Ewoks. They're coming. They're touching my face. They're like, yeah, look like he's like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying. They're like, the kids keep doing this thing. Like, I go, what are you saying? There was one older guy in the village that I guess spoke a tiny bit of French. So the German guy can translate. He's like, they're saying you come from the stars. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, we're saved. They bring us some honey. They bring us some fruit. And I'm like, oh God, I'm like just devouring it. They're laughing at us. So I start drawing. I go, here's the dinosaur. They go, oh yeah. There's never like, no, it's always like, okay, there's the dinosaur. And they go, let's go. And they go, it's through wetlands. There's going to be leeches. There's a disease called bilharzia where there's like snails under like still moving waters. And the second a mammal steps in the water, little fucking parasites shoot off the snail like heat-seeking missiles, and they go in your dick hole, and then you piss and shit blood till you die. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I tap out. So they're explaining all the trek and the way to go find this dinosaur, and I'm like, I went up until the leeches, and then when I came out with the leeches, I go, all right, I like this is it, you know. I go, can you help us get out of the jungle? It took less than a day. That's how close we were. We were probably fucking walking in circles. So we get out in less than a day. I get back home. I'm 19 years old. I start writing for a magazine. The internet was brand new. And they said, Dave, will you go back with a camera and a camera crew? And I said, that was one of the most traumatic. I almost died. I saw people murdered. There was a fucking virus where people were bleeding out of their eyeballs. No. Okay, I'll go.